The Indy Speedway, May 1980. A crowd of over 400,000 people are on hand to watch the race, and millions more will watch on worldwide television. 33 drivers will compete for over $1 million in prize money. The potential for disaster is always present at Indy, and this race is no exception. One incident occurring on lap 58 involved veteran driver Dick Simon.
Oh, that's Dick Simon has lost a wheel.
And he's gone down to the racetrack. He's still in control of the race car. Dick Simon staying with it. Look at parts are flying off. There's the wheel finally come to rest here. It looked like the front end of the car almost exploded. The car's rubbing heavily now on the road. The race car cannot possibly go back out on the track with the amount of damage that this will be doing. Let's look at it again. Look at the left-hand side of our picture here. Now watch this. Almost exposed. Obviously a suspension failure. Obviously a failure. And this is the type of thing, that wheel could have gone back, it could have hit the driver, it could have gone right over, bounced over even this tremendous safety fence that they have outside this racetrack. But he keeps his cool, he doesn't change direction sharply. He tries and keeps calm with the car.
In 1974, Dick Simon resigned as president of an insurance group to go racing full-time. Dick talks about his goals in championship auto racing.
Main goals of my life is to win Indianapolis. I would have to say money comes secondary, although money is a necessary evil of life. Yes, I did. I resigned from president of 3 insurance corporations, chairman of a holding company that owned 9 companies, and it was a major decision. But the one goal in my life that I haven't achieved yet is winning this race, and I'm going to do it one way or the other.
Championship auto racing, consistently attracting spectators, leads all sporting events in drawing the crowd. As drivers and crews lead automotive innovation, so they have led millions of people to their sponsors' products. Their Indy cars create the largest advertising forum, tying their sponsors to leading racing technology. March Engineering Limited cars led every race in 1981, completely dominating the 82 Indy 500. Why do Pentax and hundreds of other firms sponsor Indy car racing? The #1 spectator sport is the most dramatic advertisement available. So powerful, in fact, that each sponsor dollar is worth 20 times what has been spent. The following is an excerpt from NBC Sports Journal, July 18, 1982, broadcast nationwide.
It's Sunday, July 18th, and today's edition of Sports Journal is brought to you by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you.
For 500 miles at a record-breaking winning speed of 156.867 miles per hour, Mario Andretti's car endured more punishment than your car's engine could ever endure in a lifetime.
All I can say is that we have more STP in our Ford engine than the other fellas.
Have your service station add STP oil treatment to your family car and run smoother, cooler, quieter, longer.
He's a big star. On the side of his car there's an oval of red, white, and blue.
Richard Petty's got the edge. STP oil treatment.
STP is the racer's edge.
The edge against friction. The edge against wear. Next time you need oil, and every time you change it, add STP oil treatment and give your car the edge.
Those were the early days of auto racing and advertising. Today, sponsorship is a much more sophisticated kind of business. At this IndyCar race, there is an official beer, an official wine, an official camera, copying machine, car rental, hotel, and more. In fact, the entire race was created by sponsors. With the economy in trouble and money for advertising drying up, more and more businesses are turning to auto racing as a means to sell their products.
We find that a series of race car events, such as we have been in for these 10 years with the Norton Spirit, really have a very good appeal to that very broad cross-section of people who are, in effect, the buying influences for our products.
We're a medical manufacturing company. We have exclusive products that we manufacture no one else has available. The people need these. We'd like for everyone to know, and this is a good way to advertise. It's the lowest cost per thousand that I know of, including networks, and it gathers a group of people that you don't reach any other way, and yet it crosses all of the advertising methods. So we have gotten very good results. We're very happy with it.
We found out that auto racing is the second most populous spectator sport in the world, and talking to several companies who have advanced measurably their image and logo recognition by this pursuit, we finally decided with our limited budget that's the way we should go.
Norton, Intermedics, the Machinists Union, and others will pay anywhere from thousands to millions of dollars to be associated with racing. The sponsorship programs are so profitable that the demand for sporting events is greater than the supply. And not just in auto racing. Experts estimate companies will spend $1 billion this year to underwrite sporting events. And spending just $1,000 for an event generates the same exposure as $10,000 in advertising. Sponsors also get internal corporate advertising from auto racing. In exchange for sponsorship, drivers like Rick Mears visit the company workers to meet and talk with them.
And all of the guys involved that work on that car every day and that build it and put it together and make it right, it takes all of them to make this thing happen. And besides taking them, it took just as much of you people to make it happen, and Gould, because you've got to have a complete chain. And Gould is the major link in our chain.
Drivers Mario Andretti and Gordon Johncock do the same for their sponsors.
Kevin Cogan is in his first year as the driver of the Norton Spirit, but already he's a very important ambassador, a representative, if you will, for Norton Company. He's been around, he's got to know the company, he's been to our major plants, he's met many of our employees, he's begun to meet some of our customers and our distributors. Over time, he'll get to trade shows, he'll go to open houses at many of our plants. We know very well that Kevin will provide a very good link between the racing program and Norton Company by being a very good ambassador.
Sponsorship offers a third plus. Races are a chance to entertain clients and acquaint them with new products. Many sponsors manufacture exclusive items that are not sold to the general public. Intermedics, for example, manufactures pacemakers and other rather exclusive medical supplies.
We try to make the people that we bring to the race comfortable. We have food, we have drinks, but primarily we take that opportunity to train doctors. If you can get a group of doctors out of their office and put them in one group, it's very efficient to bring in our teachers and tell them about our products.
There's empirical evidence all over the place that auto racing, IndyCar racing, does materially advance name and logo recognition, and companies can build upon that. We can build upon it in terms of presenting a positive image to the public, and that's really what it's all about.
Somebody once said, the business of America is business. If the corporate drive to sponsor auto racing is any indication, then the American entrepreneurial spirit is alive and well. Hillary Cosell, NBC Sports Journal, for the Norton Michigan 500.
An articulate and successful businessman, Dick Simon understands a sponsor's needs. Recognized and respected by the media as a communicator, he is sought out for interviews, trackside, in the pits, and even in his garage, interviews in which he never fails to discuss his sponsor.
Hi once again, race fans. This is Bill Dimmick with the Race Report. Tonight we have a very special guest with us. He's here because he'll be competing in Sunday's Vanscoy Diamond Mine 500. And I'll tell you right now that if everybody in racing worked as hard as Dick Simon does for the sport, we'd have a great sport. I'd like you to meet Dick Simon. Dick, welcome.
Bill, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Tell me a little bit about Vermont American.
One of the leading manufacturers of tools in the whole country.
So the idea is to get exposure for their product.
Well, that's basically why all sponsors get involved with racing. It is a media for them to get out to the fans who basically pay for our racing, and it's a way for them basically to get some exposure to the people that buy their products. And I think our sponsors are involved for the very reason of the exposure. And I am just tickled pink to have a company, the kind of company that Vermont American is, associated with us. I'm doing everything I possibly can to satisfy the beautiful sponsor Vermont American that I have, and I'm trying to honor every commitment first.
Many people would wonder why a driver competes when he's competing with the high-dollar operations.
All of us strive to equal, shall we say, the teams that have won. Do you know, Johnny Rutherford, for instance, was called Johnny Rickeford for about 10 straight years. And he was talking about retiring because he kept getting hurt and crashing equipment and everything else. And then, you know, it's funny, God works in funny ways. I have a very definite belief that sometimes things happen for a reason. And Johnny perhaps went through all of that for a reason, because all of a sudden, when he was about to get out of racing, everything happened for him. He won the race at Indianapolis and has been in top equipment since. We all strive to do that.
Well, folks, there you have it. You have an idea what it's all about in championship car racing from a man who's been around, he's been through it, he's doing a lot of work. Dick Simon, his car is the Vermont American. It's a Watson, Cosworth, and A.J. Watts from Don Clover Mechanics. Look for Dick Simon in Sunday's Vanscoy Diamond Mine 500. Dick, good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Thank you for watching. We'll be back again next week.
The start of every race is another opportunity for sponsor recognition, as seen here at the Cleveland 500.
At your discretion. Red Roof 19, Bobby Rahal. You're cleared to go. 2-4 left. You'll be number 2 behind the blue and white PC-10. Continue 240 degree heading to Charlie. STP 40, Mario Andretti. Hold short of 2-4 left. You'll be number 3 for departure. STP 40, cleared to go. Maintain proper spacing behind the red and white march ahead of you. Pentax 21, Jeff Brabham, you're clear for departure behind the orange and blue Wildcat. Caution wake turbulence from Andretti.
Another way that sponsors gain name recognition in addition to driver activities are seen in the pre-race lineup. Here, close-ups show the Vermont American number 22 being pushed into position for the start of the race. Look at the number of sponsor names seen in this example. The opportunity to reach the consumer is clear.
Good afternoon, everybody, from State Fair Park in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. A beautiful afternoon for auto racing. And
at the Milwaukee 150, STP, Gold, Alex Foods, and others, reaching millions of people.
In the front row on the pole, Gordon Johncock from Coldwater, Michigan. He, of course, is driving the STP oil treatment special. Qualified at 142.484 miles an hour, a new record here at Milwaukee. Alongside Rick Mears from Bakersfield, California, in the Gould Charge. He qualified at 142.445. In the second row, Mario Andretti in car number 40 from Nazareth, Pennsylvania, in the STP Oil Treatment Special. And alongside Pancho Carter from Brownsburg, Indiana, in the Alex Food March.
The championship racing circuit, alive and growing. The flagship event, the Indianapolis 500, so correctly called the greatest spectacle in sports. The experienced drivers have learned how to attract the cameras, capitalizing on even hard luck, which is another part of the story of racing. But as the cameras come close to show the disappointed faces, again we see the sponsors' names. 15 seconds of worldwide television broadcasting.
As both guys take the white flag. One more lap. Mears dives low. Johncock is high. This is it. Entering turn 1, Gordy says no way and slams the door on Mears to hold the lead. 30 days, the entire month of May, and And it's all sugared off to this. Indy in its finest hour. Out of the fourth turn, and here's the final run for the bricks. Gordy Johncock wins it. He crosses the line by 16/100ths of a second.
As it is for the winning driver.
The one goal in my life that I haven't achieved yet is winning this race, and I'm going to do it one way or the other.